Greetings, everyone. Good morning. This is Charles Mundy with Exodus Logistics, dispatching, training, and consulting platform. You are currently on the training page of the platform. This page will be where most of the training will be held, where members only. It's a members only page where if you click the sub links that is on the training page, you'll come across forms and documents, workflow of dispatching, dispatcher 101, carrier searches and load boards. If you notice on the training page in the upper right, there's a login or sign in screen. So if you joined the platform, if you clicked on there and you haven't joined and haven't became a member and haven't gotten your email and password associated with your login, you will not be able to access this area. So once you join the platform, and if you notice at the bottom of the screen, you'll see scrolling across. If you're interested in joining the dispatcher training platform, send your emails to info@exodusdispatchingandtraining.com for more information. Still coming up with a price point for the platform, what all that entails, and what you'll get. But once you join, let's say for example the price point is set, you've joined, you've gotten your membership, email and password, then when you click on the sub links that's under the training page itself, you will access forms and documents. The first one is forms and documents. Some of the forms you'll see are my personal dispatcher agreement and profile. You'll also see forms such as the W-9, a sample W-9, a sample MC authority letter, a sample certificate of insurance, a sample carrier packet, I believe, a sample NOA, which is a notice of assignment, and a sample rate confirmation. So these are some of the forms that you will, as you book loads, you will see the most often. And so these are downloadable links when you click, and it downloads to your local machine, your local computer, laptop or desktop, and you'll be able to have for yourself. My personal dispatcher agreement, my percentages are a little bit different than the National Dispatching Networks. So if you want to use mine, you can certainly do so. You just need to tweak the numbers so it matches what the National Dispatcher Network's platform's percentage match before you send it out. That's assuming that you are still a part of the National Dispatcher Network and you're using my sample dispatcher agreement as an example. If you are not part of the National Dispatchers Network and you are a business owner and just want to be your own dispatching company, or you've been part of the National Dispatching Network and you've branched out to form your own, then you can decide whatever percentages that you will go with for your particular company or firm. So next will be the workflow of dispatching link under the forms and documents link. This will just give a medium to high level overview of the workflow of dispatching, from getting the carriers to sign your dispatcher agreement and load profile, and getting the carriers meaning where you call the carriers and you pitch the script to them, whichever script you're using, typically within within the National Dispatchers Network. The script is how much money you need to move your truck. Typically most carriers, owner operators, are not used to hearing a phrase like that, so they'll follow up with a question, well, what do you mean? And then you'll just go from there based off of the script. You'll explain to them who you are, the service you offer, and see where it goes from there. Once you have an owner operator or carrier to sign and return the dispatcher agreement along with the profile will be them explaining to you how they want to run, where they want to run, things of that nature. And then you just go from there searching the loads and things of that nature, finding them a load, booking the load, and things like that. The next link under the training page will be Dispatcher 101, which is one of the ebooks, one of the 3 in my ebook series. And it goes into a little bit more detail of the workflow of dispatching. It takes the workflow and it breaks it down even basic, more granular. So step by step. And now in the training, I'll provide probably an online video, and at some point I will more than likely have live trainings where people tune in we can go over it together, ask questions, and learn that way. But I will also have online recording, so someone who's trained to be a dispatcher can play back and go over and over again. The next link is carrier searches. With that as well, this training page, by the way, too, is like a hands-on and online video kind of thing, and it can be integrated with the National Dispatching Network, or it can also be used as an individual platform as well. But again, back to the carrier searches, the different ways to search for carriers will be explained on this particular sub-page of the training page. Google, Truckers Path, ComFreight, just different ways to search for carriers where they are available and empty, and you can contact them via phone and pitch the script to them. There is a method that I use as far as the time for calling carriers. Typically, I try to call carriers like first thing in the morning, between I guess 7 and 9, whatever standard time, whether it's Eastern, Central, Mountain, or Pacific time that they're in, based on the phone number and their location. So you have to be mindful of that. You don't want to call someone, a California person, at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because actually that's 6 a.m. Their time. So Monday through Friday, which is the work week typically, where carriers are working, I usually call whatever time zone, 7 to 9 a.m. in that time zone. And then from about 4 to I guess 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening, the time zone, because typically carriers are shutting down to do their reset for the day, their 10-hour reset. And then on the weekends, I contact them, I would say after 12 o'clock, noon, whatever, again, their time zone. So because you have to remember that they're doing what's called a 34-hour reset, where they're resetting a day in 24 hours, or a day in 10 hours, I should say, which is 34 hours, to reset their hours, to get their fresh set of hours for the following week, or for whatever, 70 hours in an 8-day period. That's typically how it works. And they could be with family, they could be resting, watching TV, relaxing. So 12 o'clock noon, you figure someone should be up by that point. If you call earlier, chances are you may get someone, you've woken them up, they may be angry, they may not be receptive to listening to your pitch. So these are some of the things you might want to keep in mind as well. And then the last sub-page link in the training portion of this website is the load boards. I will go over several load boards. The main one I'll focus on, because I have a main account with that one, is the Internet Truck Stop, ITS. I'll go over how to navigate that, how to search loads, filter out for specific equipment types. There are other load boards, Truckers Path, 123 load board. There's other ones we can go over, but the main one I'll use as a teaching tool, where I'll teach the basic concepts, at least, where they can be applied across the board to the other load boards, would be Internet Truck Stop, ITS. There's also DAT, Truckers Edge as well. So this is the training page of this website. It's for members only. So once you join, in addition to that too, Once you join, there is of course, the enrollment fee. Once you email info at exodusdispatchingandtraining.com, then that process, once you've paid that, whatever that amount is, there should be a process. I'll explain that when you email. I'll send an email back explaining the process. Enrollment, number one. Then I'll send you a study guide for basic dispatching, some of the basic terms, and I'll base those terms out of my "How much money do you need to move your truck" ebook. So if I send you that ebook as a study guide for acceptance into the platform, then there's a quiz based off of that, and I think the quiz is probably going to be like 30 questions based off of that "How much money you need to move your truck" ebook. And the quiz will be formatted in like 10 questions that are multiple choice, true, false, and fill in the blank. Upon successful completion of the quiz, passing the quiz, then there will be a live orientation. So I'm somewhat following the protocols of the National Dispatching Network, which is where I was trained under. Mr. Calvin Butler did a wonderful job. So the orientation, where you will receive your membership username and password into the training page. So when you click on the training page and then click the login or sign up login link, you'll already have your login for the training page. So then you'll have access to the other sublinks: forms, documents, workflow of dispatching, dispatching 101, carrier searches, and load boards. I'm including with the orientation, of course, website access, so you'll have access to more than likely internet truck stop. So as I train, I'll give you access to that one load board. I don't want a lot of people messing up the other ones, so it's a kind of a trust thing there. I'm considering also getting an e-fax line, so for people who do not have a fax machine, because at some point you're going to need a fax machine. So typically e-fax works pretty good. You give out the phone number, then they'll send an email to me, and then I'll give you guys access to that. I'll forward those emails to you based off of what carriers that you receive based off the fax. Domain emails, I'm considering that's an added expense for the platform, so I'm trying to factor in, included in the price point that I charged for membership to the platform, the expenses that are going to be needed to be covered, so we all can grow and learn together. And then finally, you had enrollment, number one, study guide for the dispatcher quiz, number two, the quiz itself, number three, orientation once you get past that point, number four, and then number five, operational training on a weekly basis, similar to what the National Dispatching Network does. I'm trying to decide if that will be before or after Calvin's the National Dispatching Network's training on Saturdays. Since we are a beginning level training platform, I'm thinking it more likely will be before, because we cover the basics, and then when Calvin comes on, you guys will get more of a high level. So then by doing so, you'll have at least a base understanding. So now you'll have a clear overview of what Calvin is talking about for those of you who are still having trouble understanding that. So I'm going to see if that works. And then the operational training also, let me add a little point to that, is the purpose of that is just to review what you're learning on the platform, live, where people tune in and we answer questions. We try to keep a structured format, review the different processes, the carrier agreement, load source profile. Basically, we're reviewing the process of booking the load from start to finish. So every weekly operational training, we're just continually fine-tuning that point to where you will have it down as a business owner, as an independent dispatcher, where you'll get to some point where you say, okay, I understand this. And then for those of you who are beyond that point, in addition to the operational training that covers that, then we'll go into other aspects of being a dispatcher. You know, what are the startup equipment requirements, what's the legal ramifications, how to set your business up properly, or is it set up properly, things like that. But right now at this point, we just want to get the basic concepts of being a business owner, being an independent dispatcher. We want to get that down, get that foundation established from the time you call an owner operator to the time you book the load and invoice. So that is the training page. It's for members only. So when you do go to the website, you will still access the home page. The dispatching page is for owner operators who are interested in Exodus Logistics dispatching service. The training page is for those individuals who are either on the National Dispatching Networks platform already and want to have additional basic training to join this platform, or individuals who are not in the National Dispatching Network but just show an interest in being an independent dispatcher and needed some training as well. So, and then after that, there is obviously the consulting page and the ebook page. Contact us, and I'm still working on the blog as well, so kind of a blogging community chat kind of thing. So, but this main video is for the training page. Again, it's members only. When you click on the training page, you have the sign in, join the platform, enrollment. There are steps to complete prior to having full access to the features and resources that are on the training page. Once you get past that point, then we can go from there. Look forward to everyone who is interested in joining the dispatcher and training platform. And if you have any other questions, you can email info@exodusdispatchingandtraining.com as you see that scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Until then, I look forward to working with you and hearing from you and booking loads. Thank you.